Hey everyone, today we are so excited to sit down with Serena fucking Kerrigan. She is a CEO, entrepreneur, and internet personality, and also the queen of confidence. We talk about how to be the queen of confidence and how to rethink our notions of dating. Welcome to Cozying Up with the Clear Cut, where we get up close and personal with women that inspire us. Today, we are sitting down with, do you want to go by Serena Kerrigan or Serena fucking Kerrigan?
You know which one I want to go.
We are sitting down with Serena fucking Kerrigan. She is an entrepreneur, CEO, and the queen of confidence. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I was just saying that I love following you on TikTok. I think you are so funny and such a breath of fresh air and kind of bring a smile to, the everyday life.
Thank you so much. Of all the content I make, TikTok gives me the most anxiety. I just find it so daunting. So I really appreciate you saying that.
And you make a ton of content and you're a full-time, you went from a video producer at Refinery 29 to now a full-time content creator. You have your own show on Instagram. Tell us a little bit about your journey from, leaving your video production, career and, launching your own business.
Yeah, really, I just always knew I was going to be a star. And this was when I went to Refinery 29, it was in 2016. It was pre-TikTok, pre-really, anyone could be a content creator and really make it a marketable business. That wasn't really a thing. You kind of needed a jumping off point, and Refinery was great for that. And I really was able to make a lot of content, but it got to a point where I just felt like they didn't value me the way that I saw my own value. And it made me feel very insecure and unsure of my future. And I was the only person that's really going to believe in me as much as me is me. And so I decided to leave and really focus on my brand, which was, all about helping women feel confident. I think the thing is that, it just, the timing was interesting because it was right 3 weeks before the pandemic, before lockdown. So I was cool, now I don't have a job and I'm locked in my apartment. And it was the best thing to ever happen to me because I really just took it as an opportunity to just create and and just without all the distractions of everyday life, getting my eyelashes done or texting a boy. It was really about what is my place here? And I also noticed that, people were really lonely, myself included. I was single and I didn't know how you would date. And I really started thinking about that, investigating that, talking about it, creating dialogue around being single, finding a Corona boyfriend. And then it kind of led me to start dating guys live on Instagram. And I did it for a year. I dated 50 men. I did 3 seasons. And I found someone.
I know, I saw on your recent post. So we'll get into that. So you started just creating content during COVID and it became your Instagram Let's Fucking Date show, which is 3 seasons now. And then you also have a card series associated with it, right?
I do. It's called Let's Fucking Date Card Game. And we have a product coming out also in May, first week of May. So excited about that. So yeah, I think that what was interesting was it went from me, saying fuck it, taking a chance, which any creator should do. You should just create. Nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing is going to be I didn't know Let's Fucking Date was going to be my career. I thought that I was actually doing another show too called Quarantinis with SFK, where I would just get drunk on Instagram Live and then I remember I was doing both. So it would be every single day I would do Quarantinis, and then Fridays I would do Let's Fucking Date. And I remember a friend of mine was the viewership on Let's Fucking Date is astronomical for especially a live show that. You should focus on that and let go of your other show. So that's a really great example of creators, you have to try a lot of different things, see what sticks. And then that's when you really invest time, energy, resources, and money into that thing. I think that what creators do a lot is they want to start a podcast, so they get all the podcast equipment and they get the logo and then they record the first podcast and they're I don't even want to do this. So I think it's really important to just try things out, very lo-fi, and then you make it more high def and whatever. And so, yeah, let's fucking date. Like I did the whole show. I sold it for 6 figures to sponsors. I created a card game. I have a whole full blown team. We're doing merch. Like it really became much more than just me trying to find a guy on Instagram Live because I fully gave up. After season 2, I was like, it's not fucking happening. Like, I'm like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, I'm doing season 3 because my fans love the show. And I think it would be fucked up to not let them know this is the end. But I went in with like, this is just the show. I'm just doing it. I'm going to let them vote on the winner, which we've never done before, which was really interesting. I love the format. I thought it was really fun. It was like 4 weeks, 10 guys. Sorry, 6 weeks, like 10 guys. I don't even remember anymore. And they voted on the winner. And I think it just turned into like a brand that represents finding yourself and then going on dates, where I think that usually what's marketed towards women is if you find your date, if you find your man, then you'll find yourself. And I think it flips it on its head. Like, let's fucking date. Like, I'm taking control, you know, as a badass empowered woman. And that's what the card game is. That's what the shirts are. That's what the merch is. That's what a lot of our future projects are about, is about empowering people. But you have to be empowered yourself first before you go on a date.
So how did you get your first viewers to tune into the show?
I literally was like, I'm going live and I'm dating a guy blind virtually. Someone set it up, like, tune in. I literally posted it. I actually Instagrammed it recently. It was like literally like a white Instagram story, like white and then black text being like, I decided I'm going to do this. Tune in.
That's amazing.
It was fascinating because you were like a fly on the wall. And by the way, all of our episodes are still on our IGTV, so you can watch it. But like, you're like a fly on the wall watching a date happen in real time, and you're able to comment and engage. And then there was an after show where we would invite celebs and friends and, you know, exes to come on and talk to us. It was kind of chaotic. And it was also like, you know, peak pandemic quarantine when you couldn't leave your house. It was like a party. It was like everyone like the next day on Slack and Zoom and everything was like, did you watch House of Kids Date? Like that's what it was. It was just really right time. It was right place, right time. Yeah.
It was fate. Do you receive criticism for what you do? And if so, like how do you deal with it?
No, I think that the only thing I've heard is like, oh yeah, like she like created a show on Instagram. Like that's going to be it. Like, it's like I'm a trend, not like, you know, a household name. And I'm like, oh honey, like I am a household name. I'm only 27. So, I mean, like, I think that, no, I didn't receive criticism. I think that what I did was, if anything, I just didn't think I received enough recognition, which is fine because when you do something new, it makes people uncomfortable. They only want to really see what they know. And so like, you know, getting press for this past season, I didn't get a single article because even though what we were doing, the way we were utilizing, we were casting on TikTok, we were using Clubhouse as to talk, have real dialogue about the dates beyond just like, oh, is he good for you? But like really intense, like feminist shit. We were using Twitter to live tweet the show. We were using every social platform to create this community around the show. And in a way that's never been done with media before. And no one wanted to write about us because at the end of the day, when you see an email talking about an Instagram live show, you're like, whatever, that's not newsworthy. But I'm like, but this isn't an Instagram live show. This is a television show on Instagram. Those are two different things. But whatever. Fuck it.
From your perspective, how has like your relationship with your self-confidence evolved over time?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be really insecure like everyone else because we live in a patriarchy that banks on us feeling insecure because when we're insecure, we buy things and, you know, we're more submissive towards men. So I just felt really insecure about my body, who I was, like what I wanted to do, blah, whatever. And I think that the way that it evolved was just I changed my middle name to fucking. But really like not that I'm suggesting everyone to do that. It's more like I started talking to myself. Like I'd be like, you're Serena fucking Kerrigan. I talked to myself the way I would a best friend. And that really changed everything. And that's what I tell all of my clients because I'm a confidence coach as well. Like, you know, a lot of them are like, well, I'm really upset about this. And I'm like, okay, well, if I was upset about this, what would you say to me? That's what you say to yourself. Like literally everything, you have to treat yourself like your best friend, whether a guy ghosted you or you didn't get a job. If your best friend came into the room and said that to you, what would you say to her? Would you say, yeah, you're a piece of shit. You're never going to marry someone. Sorry. Like, no, you wouldn't. So why are we so self-critical? I think once you really understand that and you can visualize yourself as someone outside of yourself, you're much more kind. And when you're kind, you know, you're more confident.
And I think like for a lot of women, it's hard to be really self-confident and not insecure, especially when you're going through like dating, if you're single and meeting guys and it's just not working out. Like why do you think that you were able to like find yourself so well? I know that you were like talking to yourself and hyping yourself up, but like what advice can you give to someone who's struggling with that, that really doesn't believe in themselves?
It's literally it. Like I coach hundreds of women, and the ones that actually nurture the relationship with themselves and talk to themselves in the mirror, it's an overnight change. It can really be that. Maybe not overnight, but maybe over 5 weeks. If you really nurture the relationship with yourself the way that you would anyone else. And it's not like faking it. You're not like, saying things that you don't believe. You're literally hyping up the same way you would a best friend. That is the trick to confidence. It's just so simple. And it makes everyone's like, well, it's so weird. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't learn it.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been taught a lot of things that are fucking weird, and we've normalized it. Like the fact that we have to get married by 30. Why is that a thing? That's not a thing. That's not real. But we've normalized that. So I think it's really like unlearning and relearning. And so that's my advice.
What have you like learned about yourself, like about dating through, your 3 seasons and, the past year? Like how have you evolved?
I think that, I really shifted from the girl that always wanted to be chosen to the girl that chooses. Like, and I think that that's in part like the confidence of, building my confidence. I also became a lot more confident when I became financially independent and like killing in my career, because that fulfilled me in a way that like I didn't have to rely on external validation. And that's why I say to any, young woman, like money, chase the money, not the man. Because when you really feel like you can afford your lifestyle and pay your bills and you don't need anyone, you will, and you really and really nurture and being okay being alone. I think people just assume being alone means being lonely. And I spent the entire year alone, and it was hard. I'm not saying that it was like a walk in the park, because it was a pandemic. And I was tested, because I was like, I am telling young girls that it's okay to be single, that you don't need anyone because you have your best friend with you, aka yourself. And also best friends. Like, I think that we tend to like, it's like, if we don't have a boyfriend, then it's like, I'm like, my best friends, I've been friends with people for decades and they know me better than anyone. I probably would raise a kid with them if I could, right? But we don't really celebrate those relationships. But anyway, I was really tested during the pandemic, and I had a lot of times where I felt this like I am this role model, but then I'm feeling loneliness, because it was lonely. The pandemic was lonely. Not because I was single, just because everyone felt it at some point, right? Mm-hmm. And I realized that I really needed to go through this year to, one, be the real role model that I was, but also to really prove like, no, I can do this, and I am okay, and I can still be happy. And it's not unsurprising to me that like I ended up like starting to date someone now that I really was able to prove that you are the baseline. Like anything else in your life is an additive, but it cannot fulfill or complete you. You have to be really centered and okay being by yourself. And I think that a lot of women don't do that. They serial date. They can't be without a boyfriend. And at the end of the day, like you have to really feel okay alone, which, to answer your final question, is like, once you feel that way, you won't settle for anything. So there were a lot of guys that came on the show. Some of them didn't fuck with me. That's fine. But a lot of them did. Like a lot of them did want to continue. And I didn't, because I was like, I'd rather be alone than not be with an 11 out of 10. And that's why it's so important to become confident before you date, because if not, you will settle for less than a 10 because you just don't want to be alone, or you don't believe that you deserve the best. And everyone does, and everyone will. So I think that the show made me feel more confident, because one, I realized that there's so many fucking options. There are. And any woman that says to me, well, I'm never going to find someone else, I'm like, literally, what are you saying? Like, literally, what are you saying? No. But with that attitude, you're right, you won't. And I think, like it just made me, I realized from the show too, is that men love confidence. Like, the ones that are intimidated by it, those aren't the men for you. But like, I was always told, like, change the fucking out of your name. Like, you're so intense, like you're so extra, like you intimidate guys. And it really made me like question myself. And I was like, oh fuck, like, am I too intimidating? And then the show taught me like, no, I'm not, because the right man, a strong man, like will love it actually. Yeah.
So what do you look for when you look for a partner? Like, what are some things that are like non-negotiable?
I would say really ambitious and confident. Confidence is like without a question. And I know a lot of men in my life close to me that aren't confident and in general. And I'm like, I'm not friends with people that aren't confident. I don't date people that aren't confident. It's like because what insecure people do is they project. They literally will shit on you, or they will make you feel bad because they feel bad. They'll bring you down. Confident people just want to lift you up all the time. And so I've cut out every person in my life that isn't 100% confident. Not because I feel for them and I try to help them, but it's too much. So I look for that for sure. Someone who's super ambitious like me, someone who's really close to their family or mom, because I'm so close with my mom. You know, someone who's hot and is obsessed with me. You know, it's funny. It's someone who's obsessed with me, but also can put me in my place, because I do think that I have a lot of masculine energy sometimes in my career, but I'm not like in a relationship. I'm way more femme. Like I'm way more like, ooh, like a side of me that I never want to show on social media. And so I need someone to kind of like knock me a little off and like keep me on my toes, because I'm an Aries. Like, let's fucking go. Yeah.
Do you think there's a difference between being confident and being cocky?
I do. And I should make a TikTok on this because it's not the first time that I've been asked that. So cocky people are not confident. Cocky people are actually insecure. But what they do is they project this air of confidence and they tear people down. So they'll be like, look at my dress. It's so fucking sick. Oh, your dress is not that sick, but mine is, right? So they need to push you down to lift themselves up. A confident person be like, dude, this dress from Zara fucks. Oh my God, your dress is so cute too. I need to get it, right? That's a confident person. They're willing to compliment themselves and others around them. And it's not to say that you have to always be complimenting so that way you don't come off a certain way, but it's like you're so genuinely happy with yourself that you can be happy for other people as well.
I think that's sometimes hard when you are dating or looking for a guy to distinguish the difference until you really get to know someone, right?
I disagree. No, I don't.
Really?
Because they'll be critical of things and people and they'll be like, yeah, but he couldn't even start his own Why? Like you'll see it very clearly.
It's like that small dick energy is like the cocky
right. It's
energy.
Like you can 100% see people and cockiness, it always why would you ever tear someone down? The only reason you would tear someone down, and it could be very little, minuscule, like a weight or anything, is because you don't feel good about yourself. Because there's literally no fucking reason. Unless like someone's a dick to you, but whatever, like.
I totally agree. And I've been seeing that more and more. Like you can notice that in like your friends, and as you're growing up and becoming more confident in yourself, I feel like it's easier to recognize insecurity in other people.
100%.
Hey everyone, Olivia here. Hope you're enjoying our episode. Our Clear Cut collection features fine jewelry pieces inspired and designed with you in mind. Our collection is ever-changing and each piece is handmade and made to order here in New York City. Don't forget to check it out and use the code COZY, COZY, for free shipping on any purchase.
Is it like exhausting for you at any point? Like, do you feel like tired ever, like always being so on point, like being everyone's cheerleader? Like you have so much energy. Is that ever tiring to you?
I haven't taken a break, basically. I didn't take a break. Like I was shooting a TV show in like a private island because of COVID stuff. So they really wanted us like isolated. And that was in January. And that was like the last time I like had kind of time to just like, but then the season of my show was approaching. So I was kind of like struggling. Well, I was like, well, the Wi-Fi doesn't work, but like I need to be working. But I really haven't. I mean, I think that the reason why I work so much is because it distracts me from the anxiety that the pandemic really produced on me. Like I just like, if I stop and sit still, then I'm like, oh fuck. Like it's been, now we're coming out of the weeds a bit and like there's light, we're all getting vaccinated, but like, oh my God, like it was really like my, like, just focus on the work and this is going to end, focus on the work. And I really do believe that like success is work. And so whenever I'm not working, I'm like, someone else is working right now. And someone else is like getting closer to their dreams. And what am I doing? Like fucking chilling? Like, no, like get the job done. I also genuinely love what I do, so it really doesn't feel like work. I do believe that the thing that does make me tired is the advice. It's like, I used to do confidence coaching, but it took too much time out of my schedule. And so I stopped. Just because you stop offering the services doesn't mean people aren't going to like literally DM me every single day. And like, I'm getting like questions about like divorce and questions from men now, like that I have like a community number and they text me. And like, I feel this like push and pull of like, I don't have fucking time for this. I'm not a therapist. Pay me. And oh my God, just this one time. And that one time comes every time. So I just feel this like, it is tiring. And that's why I'm working right now on a masterclass program that's going to be like a video, like shoot it once, you put it on the internet and people can just like pay for it and watch it, because I actually can't. I can't. But the cancer in me wants to, but I can't. Yes, but like not. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you do anything for like any sort of like self-care or like any balance if you're working all the time?
I really work out every day. I know you're laughing. You're like, bitch, what? How do you not fucking chill out? I know I don't. Like, even when I'm like in bed, like being like, I'm going to watch a TV show. I'm going to watch one. I'm going to do it. I'm like on TikTok thinking of ideas, like being like, okay, I could use this sound. Like, it's like, and that's the thing. It's like, I started my career on social media, but my goal is to have my own TV show. I really do want this separation of work and personal, which I don't feel like I have. Like, I really want to go into a studio, do my job and leave. That's like my goal. And hopefully coming soon. I have some things in the works, but like, what do I do to like, I think honestly, like, I know you're going to get to this, but like when the winner of my show surprised me in New York and my entire team's cleared my schedule, I freaked out of them because I was like, what the but then I really like put my phone away and I like really just enjoyed 2 days without being on my phone and working, and it was really crazy. So
can you tell us
a dick to get me off my phone?
So can you tell us a little bit about your last show and the winner? And I know he came to surprise you. So can you tell everyone about that?
I know, it's crazy. So basically, like, I did this season, didn't want to do it. I was like, fine, fuck it. Let's have the fans pick. Because I think always the feedback I got from my show was there's never a winner. There had been 2 seasons. The winner of the first season was me. And then the second winner was, I guess, me again. But I said, fuck that. You've been indoctrinated to believe that success comes with having the proposal and the engagement and all that shit because of The Bachelor. But like, that's not real life. And also that doesn't mean my show isn't a success because so much else has come from my show. The fans, my team, the game, meeting friends, fans, men, whatever the fuck, like there's so much else. Why does it have to be like you're in a relationship now, right? So of course, like I was like, I wanted to prove that with my show. And again, like kind of what we're talking about, it's like once I proved that, look what happened. I went in with 0 expectations. I was pretty upset. I was like, I want to meet someone. My show is deterring me from meeting someone. I was like, no one's going to want to date me. No one has wanted to date me outside of the show because I'm on the show and it's my show. And I was like, this is so annoying. I was like, okay, fine. Like my real love life is going to start in like March, which is true, but I didn't think it was going to be because of the show. And then like, I don't know. I think like, is one of the men, his name's Creed. God, oh my God, is he going to listen to this? This is so weird that we're talking about him. But like, he was the second date of the 10 guys and we really hit it off and the fans knew. And then he won, and behind my back, my team flew him out to New York, or like they coordinated with him. He wanted to come and meet me, which I think is so fair because, I do believe that you can make a connection with someone online 100%, but I think that you really need to kind of like confirm it in real life. Because also I'm performing on my show. Like I think people are like, oh my God, this is who she really is. I'm like, no, bitch, I'm the host, producer, dater. I know this is television. I'm giving you a good show. So I will like, basically he told me, he was like, you're so much more chill and relaxed in real life. Like, I know I'm not performing. And it was crazy when he showed up and it was wild. Like, it was like, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was just like the most incredible gesture. It's the biggest confirmation of if he wanted to, he would. Mm-hmm. I believe that. I think like, last summer I was really in love with my best guy friend. And he just didn't want to take it to the next level, but I kept making excuses for why, like, oh, well, he's just scared, or like, he doesn't know like how the friends are going to react. And maybe he's just not ready yet. So many excuses. And like, ultimately, like he's now dating someone new. And it's like, it wasn't that. It wasn't it. And like, I walked away after I was just like, no more. And then so with Creed, it's like, this is what this is. Like, this is the, like, if he wanted to, he would, because it's really true. Men are fucking stupid. So when they want something, they just want it. They don't they don't overcomplicate things the way that us women do, because we're geniuses. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, like, I want her. Okay, I'm going to text her. Like that. There's no games really when they like you. And, the time in New York was amazing. He's Australian. It was his first time. He lives in California though, but it was his first time in New York. And I'm a born and raised New Yorker. So I've never showed someone New York or seen New York through someone new's eyes. And that was really fucking epic, because it is the best city in the world. And I almost forgot. Like he loved it. And I was like, yeah, wait, like this place is really fucking cool. And obviously I did a great job, obviously, as a tour guide.
What did you guys do?
We went to like Central Park, which by the way, like I didn't go, like like I live downtown. Like I don't like go to, I grew up in New York. I went to Central Park for every fucking like why did I just say baseballs if I ever play that game? Every like, sporting thing, birthday party. Central Park is one of the most beautiful places ever. And just the juxtaposition of like the nature with the city skyline is like beyond, and it's huge. And it's like, we walked forever. I brought him to Carbone, obviously, like to have the spicy chili. We hung out in my apartment. That was the thing too. It was like just easy. Like the whole thing was really like easy and natural. I can't believe I'm spilling this much tea on this podcast. I guess it's fine. But it was just really nice, and he left, and, we stayed talking all the time. So I'll tell you something I haven't told anyone.
Okay.
So I'm visiting him on Saturday.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
in LA?
What?
You're flying to California?
Yeah. So it's pretty real. Like I have to say,
that's pretty quick moving.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know, like it's long distance and like, a lot of virtual dating, but also offline. Like we talked a lot off the show too, which I never do with guys. So that, but it's also like when it kind of clicks, like it clicks. Like it's like, It doesn't feel fast. I feel like I've known him my whole life. And he like is just awesome. And he also is so ambitious, has so much shit going on. And so do I. So it's this nice, like, I don't feel there's no obligation. It's just so natural. And I'm really excited. My friends were like dying because we're like, wait, the show worked.
And what a great story about how you guys
even
met.
Better, the fans picked it. So the fans of the community.
They knew.
So like, it's not like I have to like introduce a guy to my fans and be like, guys, this is my boyfriend. Like, da, da, da. Like, it's literally like, they know him. They picked him. They're like, they set us up. It's like, and it's kind of like The Bachelor. Like you think about it, it's like, it's not a success, but even more so, you watch it unfold. And this, they had real power. They played God. So it's really crazy. If it ends up working out, like the New York Times definitely should do some kind of.
I'm really excited for you.
That's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, how could we get press from this?
Yeah.
That's the thing too. And I will say like it was always very confusing what is for the show and what's not. With the other relationships, there's been a couple other ones that went offline. And this one it's not even remotely a question of like how one of us feels or like, is this performative or like for TikTok video? Like there's not even a question. It's just like, it's also nice being with a creator because he knows what's up. Oh my God, he better not listen to this. Fuck my life.
Well, it's nice when it like clicks and it's someone that like supports your ambition and your career and like accepts you.
Beyond. And this is the thing about me. Like it's me. Like I needed someone who like, definitely we have great banter and he loves to like shit on me and like, which I need like fully, like I'm SFK. Like we need someone to like bring me back to reality. But like, he's so fucking supportive and like, just like loves everything I do and like there's just not like I genuinely just don't feel like I have to be acting around, which you can't. Like, you have to be fully yourself. And that's why when people ask me, like, what do I do on a date? Like, what's like, I'm like, play my fucking card game. But two, like, be yourself. Like, okay, maybe don't talk about all your exes and like the time you threw up in like a shoe in college, but like, be the best version of yourself, but be yourself, because like you can't hide, because eventually they're going to find out. And like, you want to know from the get-go, are they in or are they out?
Yeah. And I think what's also interesting about you meeting this guy is that it took you 3 seasons and you weren't really like looking.
Fucking men. And like, and that's the thing too. It's like when, like and it's really like, they always say it happens when you least expect it. And it's weird because it's like, how didn't you expect it? You were doing a dating show. But at that point I was like, after season 2, it was like, I was like, no, like, it's just not going to happen. I'm just doing this for my job. And yeah.
I think when you have your guard down a little bit and you're not having like such high expectations going into things, then that's when you really can make a connection and meet someone.
Also like kind of weird. Like, he wasn't even supposed to be on the show. There was a dropout like a couple hours before. And my producer was like scavenged through the casting list and was like, fuck it. What are the odds that he picked up, that he was down, he wasn't busy, that someone dropped out? We don't even know who nominated him. To this day, we have no idea how he got on the list. So it just felt very like fate vibes. I can't with myself.
Yeah, definitely. Everything happens for a reason.
I agree.
What is a common misconception about you?
I think that I'm balls to the walls, energy, crazy, bad bitch all the time. Like, I'm not. Like, I'm really calm. I'm really chill. Like, I am. Like, okay, I'm really chill. But I do have a dual personality. I have SFK and I have Serena. And Serena's way more like just very easygoing, down to earth. That's what I love. Guys always say that to me. They're like, oh, like, you're very down to earth. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, like, I love Chanel, but yes, I am down to earth.
Yeah, definitely. So we're a jewelry company, and, I know I like to put on like certain pieces of jewelry that make me feel a little bit more confident or, feel more put together. Do you have any like specific pieces that are your go-tos when you go on a date, or just to make you like feel more like a badass?
Wow, how amazing that we brought this up. So I designed a necklace. It's a crown necklace. So cute, right?
For the queen.
Yeah.
So cute.
And I love it. And it really like, we're coming out with it actually.
Oh my God, exciting.
Yeah. And like, I'm not a fucking designer. I co-designed. I didn't even design this. This amazing woman in New York, she made this, but she actually made it for me. And I, saw it and I was like, I want everyone to have this, because I want them to be reminded that they are the queen of their life and they are the main character, and that they are writing the script of their lives. And so it's like always nice to have that little like reminder. And so I wear it and I love it, to remind me that like, I'm a bad bitch and I'm going to get everything I fucking want. So.
Yeah. And I think every woman needs that reminder every day.
Go. And everyone needs a necklace, so you can buy it on letsfuckingdate.com. There you go. Thank you for letting me plug that product. Perfect.
So what do you have in store in the future? I know that you have so many projects going on, but what do you ultimately like see for yourself long term? And what are some exciting things that we can see in the near future? Yeah,
I mean, it's tough how much I can say, but we have this necklace. We have another product for Let's Fucking Date. Oh God, like it's so annoying. I'm like such a blabbermouth. Like I'll tell you about everything, but I know that I can't. But I'm going to be on MTV's Siesta Key, the 4th season. I'm a guest star, which I'm really excited about. It's my first time really being on television, and as myself, which is really fun. I have other projects in the works. We're talking a lot, my team, about matchmaking, because it's so obvious that women really want the Let's Fucking Date experience. I don't think we're going to do it as crazy as the one that I did, but because we also want to give a lot of people the opportunity to get match made. But I think that we're going to be rolling that out in the summer of setting people up virtually, and then hopefully creating that connection, and so that they can meet.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to continue following and keeping tabs on what's going on.
Amazing. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for having me. You're so pretty and amazing and smart, and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Can you tell everyone where they can follow you, watch your show, purchase your merch, all of that good stuff?
Yeah. Serena Kerrigan on everything: TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse. And let's fucking date on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you want to if you guys like need a icebreaker fucking epic game, you need my card game. And you can play it in groups of friends, couples, singles. Just don't play it with your parents because that would be kind of awkward. But yeah, you can get that on letsfuckingdate.com. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was so lovely to meet you. I'll talk to you soon.
I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. Now you know if you're ever feeling insecure or lacking some confidence, just head to your mirror and hype yourself up like you would to your best friend and say that you are the fucking queen and let's go.